What's up, everybody? Guy named Keech here, Keech Photography with Kyle Ridlon of Kyle Ridlon Productions here in Oswego, New York. And we're here with Kyle today to chat about teamwork and a couple of other things. But before we do that, I'd like to introduce you to Kyle. And well, if you follow either ourselves or Kyle or both, you've seen us together in many videos throughout the past couple years. So Kyle's a good friend of ours, and we really enjoy working with him. So this was like the perfect guy to talk about teamwork with. So just if you want, just a little bit about yourself.
All right, so my name's Kyle Ridlon. I own Kyle Ridlon Productions. I do videography, so I do videos for businesses, commercials. I do wedding films, and I also do some photography on the side as well. But I'm mostly video. I started doing videos professionally about 5 years ago. My first wedding that I did, my best friend handed me a camcorder and said, "Will you film this?" So I did, and then his buddy wanted one, and then that's how I kind of rolled into business.
Nice.
And I used to work for Fox in Syracuse, and I worked for sales, and I sold commercials, the spots for it.
I didn't.
But I was more intrigued into actually doing the video. That was more exciting. I'm a creative person, so I wanted to get in that. And I always filmed stuff, funny stuff as a kid growing up, but didn't think I would be doing it professionally. I can't believe people would pay me to do this stuff. But yeah, that's how I got into it. And now I have a studio, I do work, and I enjoy working with you guys.
Yes,
nice.
We like working with you too. So, our main topic today is teamwork, and it is so important that your videographer and photographer can work together as a team. We have worked with many people and had awesome experiences, like with Kyle, and we've had some really bad experiences. So, to us, it's so important for you guys to pick the right vendors that like to work together.
So you can get the best product that you can in the end.
Yes.
You know, because that's really what you're aiming for when you pick up people like us. You know?
So like on a wedding day, Kyle usually has an assistant. And for instance, we can maybe talk about the flow a little bit. Like during the getting ready pictures, I'm with the girls, guys usually with the guys, and Kyle is usually with me with the girls. And while I am photographing different things, Kyle, what do you usually do? Usually have them read something or?
Yes, so, I talk to the bride and groom before we shoot, and we kind of go over ideas for the wedding. And there's always traditional for the wedding, or for the groom and the bride to either give each other gifts or write a letter to each other. So with my videos, I like to add different textures. So I like to have voice as well as music. And I think it really makes the video more personable when there's their voices reading to each other.
Right.
Because you can hear so much more into the voice. You can hear the excitement. You can hear how much in love they are with each other, because down the road is every relationship has its ups and downs, and they can hear how much in love they are with each other.
Right.
Yes.
So that's usually what I do in the morning, and when they're getting ready, and like getting detail shots with you guys and everything, which Amy is the best at setting up detail shots.
Thank you.
And I piggyback off that, I'm not gonna lie, but it's beautiful. That way your photos and your video will match.
Yes, that's very true.
Yeah.
And it is nice, like during the getting ready pictures, when I already have the dress hanging, then Kyle can take video of it after I'm done taking the pictures. If your videographer and photographer aren't working together, then the videographer might have to go get the dress and set everything all up again later on, and that kind of wastes time, and you might need to get into your dress and stuff like that. So we're always talking to each other, and I do the same thing with other videographers too, but I've been working with Kyle for so long, it just flows really, really smoothly.
Yeah.
And there's no downtime. Like
No.
if there's downtime in your day, then you probably didn't schedule things correctly.
Yes.
Like it's way too long, you're missing something. It's back to back. So working together on things will speed up, make things so much smoother.
Yes.
And everybody knows how stressful it is. And,
Yes.
because it's before the ceremony, bride's kind of like, I hope everything goes okay.
Right.
So working together, we're saving so much more time.
Yes.
And we're making it so stressless. For
Yes,
them,
yes.
And can I throw in something
Yeah,
with
you
that?
may talk.
Watch out, everybody. Here we go. All right. But no, that just brings up too, because like working with different videographers in the past on our end, and not being able to communicate with them, or them not really wanting to communicate back, because we're team players.
Yes.
We want our brides and our grooms to have the best from us, and so to have a videographer that you can work with, another creative that you can work with on that day, where I can look back at Kyle while I'm holding a light for Amy to get those nice shots. I can look back at Kyle and be like, do you need anything here? Because I'll pause while she's doing something, and I'll ask Kyle, do you need anything? Do you need anything in the spot after we're done? Do you want to take them? That way we're all on the same page together throughout the entire wedding day. So I think that makes everything work a lot better, smoother. It's less stress, because like for us we always talk about the bride and the groom maybe being under some stress on the wedding day. Well, we can encounter stress too when it comes to working with somebody else that's been hired on the wedding day as well, who's not a team player.
Yeah.
And you just got to make it work after that, And it is what it is once that happens. But when you can establish teamwork and a way of doing things to create even better product in the end, I think that's huge, So.
And then during the ceremony, like moving on from that, during the ceremony, it's very important as well, because a lot of times Kyle's second shooter will be up front with me, and we are trying to get the groom's reaction and then also the bride coming down the aisle. And I have worked with other people who were like in my way, and I'm only 5'2". I'm short. We know this. Kyle actually hangs up the wedding dresses for me a lot of times because I can't reach.
I get used to my height all the time.
Yes. But so a lot of times I will stand in the front and his second shooter will be over my shoulder, and we're getting the same exact footage, but we're both able to do our job. And then we try to work around each other so that we're not in each other's shots, or as little as possible.
And I hear from officiants a lot that people always confuse us like we're the same business.
Yes.
I get that a
Because we
lot.
work so
Because we
well.
work so well together, and we, in hearing that, it just kind of backs up what we already
Right.
are thinking,
Right.
and it's just, I love hearing that from officiants or guests or parents. Sometimes even parents of the couples will just be like, I didn't know you were going to have this many people here. And I'm like,
It's just
wait a second, what do you mean? And then they start talking. I'm like, no, they're separate from us. And everyone's just blown away just by the cooperation and the teamwork and everything, the flow, what we're able to do, because we're so willing to just give and take on, each other's work throughout the day, So that's awesome.
It's funny, I was just thinking, because we're talking about working together, and it's like we've been doing it for so long that it's like we just know what we do.
Well,
Yes,
yeah, 'cause
yeah.
I think that's why they call us the dream team.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Everyone's like, you guys are the.
Because they could
We just worked well.
Yeah.
could be the full 5 years. It's probably been 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That we've been,
since you started really
working on weddings together. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know any other photographers that really let me use their lenses. Especially your macro.
Yeah.
Yeah, so during the reception is typically when I do the ring photos, sometimes during the getting ready time, the prep time. But so I love to set up details and stuff, and Kyle loves for me to do it. And then we also let him use our macro lens. So
Except for a guy tried to charge me one year. He's like, it's going to, $50. Spent a couple years now. We've seen your business. You know you can afford it, all right?
I try, but he never has money, so
I'm always broke, man.
leave the wallet at home. Leave the wallet at home.
Why do I need to buy it? You have it.
That's awesome. So the next part of the wedding day is when we are doing more formal portraits and stuff. And a lot of times, Kyle, you'll just kind of shoot some candid work while we're doing that. And when we get the bride and groom alone during that time, it's nice because we know Kyle will shoot around us, and then he often will take them for a little bit to use your gimbal and stuff.
Yep. Yeah, so like with the style I do it, like I don't ever really want them looking into the camera. So when you guys have them pose for pictures, I'm looking for those moments in between the pictures of them interacting with each other.
Right.
And especially with the bride and groom, I like to just stick them in a scenic spot and say, hey, just talk to each other.
Right.
Hold hands, go for a walk.
Right.
And at that same time, we're both able to work.
Right.
Because you like to get candid shots
Yes.
as well.
Yeah.
But I understand that you're trying to capture a moment, and I'm trying to capture the overall feeling.
Right.
So while you guys are getting them, staged the way you want to, your angles and your lines, and guys got the big flash up and everything like that. So I get a lot of the zoom stuff, and I look for the stuff in between. But then, like with my gimbals, I like to add movement into my shots as well. So I'll have them walk, do like 360s around them, have them kiss and holds. But usually, how long does it take me? Like 10 minutes maybe?
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't even think that.
Not even.
Maybe 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, because I'm able to get most of my stuff
While,
while.
yes.
So that's, and it depends on if there's a, if there's a first look and we have all that time to do before the
Right.
ceremony, or if it's after the ceremony and we have an hour
Right.
or two. So that goes back to the teamwork.
Right.
Yes.
We're able to get done fast so that the couple can enjoy the cocktail hour.
Right.
Which every groom wants to.
Unfortunately, that's something, not to get off topic, but that's something that's been trending a little bit better is, we do have that time prior to the ceremony
Doing
first
the
look?
first
to do
look.
those things.
Yes.
Yep, with the first look. So that's
Yeah.
huge just for time right there.
I have conversations with so many people about this.
Yes.
Like it's like 50-50. Some people like the
Yeah.
first look, other ones don't.
Yeah. Yeah. It's crazy. We just to kind of tell those who might not know what a first look is, because sometimes people ask me
Yeah.
that. It is when the bride and groom see each other before the ceremony. And you might think, that's a terrible thing. It is such a sweet moment. It's personal. They're usually by themselves, except for us. And we kind of set them up in a nice location. And then there's a few different ways that we do it, but we create this personal moment between the bride and the groom. And then afterwards, that gives us a lot of time to be able to take pictures and do the video, and we can get even more creative and get more shots for you guys because we have that extra time. Or else we'll end up with 45 minutes maybe during cocktail hour at the most, depending on different locations. So just something to think about, Yeah. So as Kyle was saying, he will pull the bride and groom away for usually 5 to 10 minutes, but we're also kind of shooting during that time too. So it's neat to be able to do that. Sometimes with videographers, they might pull the couple away for a longer time. And if we don't know that, it causes a little bit of tension in our timeline, because I take a lot of time with the bride and we come up with an itinerary for the day. And if I don't know other people need time, then I won't factor that in.
Yeah.
But when I work with Kyle, I know how much time that we both need, really. So it doesn't really affect the timeline very much.
Especially when things don't go as planned.
Right.
And things get behind. I know. That's crazy.
Never.
Things are always schedule.
Perfect.
So, say we have an hour to do pictures, which turns into 30 minutes, 40 minutes. That's when I worked with other photographers where I'm like literally fighting for a chance to take them out, because we both have jobs to do.
That's exactly it. We both have jobs, and
that's why we need to communicate.
Yep.
And we need, because you don't want to throw someone under the bus,
Right.
And like,
yeah, because
chances are I'm going to work with that photographer again, and and we don't. It's just bad business, This isn't like a typical business where we're dealing with someone that's buying. Like, this is their wedding day.
Yeah.
This is their most important day of their lives.
Yeah.
We have to really accommodate that and make it the best for them.
Right.
So,
and if one creative tries to take it all for themselves, because I look at it like this too, is I feel like if I were to overstep on you, I'm robbing my client of money they've paid you.
Yeah.
Because they're paying you for a product. Yeah. And if I stand in the way, I'm ruining that experience that they have with you. So that's why I think that, and we're nice people and we don't like to be jerks too often. But I think that that's one thing. So when I hear stories or when we run across videographers that aren't concerned with what we have to get done too, then it's like, well, they're paying us too. We need to we need to give something to them at the end too, not just you. I think that that's why teamwork is so important, because I don't want to waste anyone's money.
Yeah.
And if I were to, just tell you, no, you don't have time, do it later or something like that, I'm decreasing, what you're able to give them. So it's just always on my mind anyway.
And we know, obviously, you need a photographer first and foremost, because you need to really document your day and have those portraits that you have forever. But we also think video is so important on the wedding day. It's just, a lot of people ask us, oh, do you do video too?
Yeah.
And we're like, no, because it's a total different thought process on the wedding day, because I am thinking in still shots, how I can tell your story. And Kyle is thinking in movement always, and so it's like totally different. And I absolutely love seeing his highlight videos that show some of the toasts and everything, because when I look at my pictures, I might remember a few words from the toast and be like, oh, it was so sweet. But when I get to listen to Kyle's, the video, I'm like, oh my goodness, that was amazing. I tear up all the time. I'm such a sap now.
And that's such a perk of getting video.
Yes.
Because I'm the same way. I mean, we've been married going on 16 years. We have 3 kids. I tear up at a lot of stuff now that I never used to. So, I'll watch a Kyle video and I'll hear the speeches and I'll hear the letter reading and I'm tearing up. And I'm like, oh man, that's so pretty. But yeah, I think it just adds so much more to the memories you're able to keep in the end. Because the video 20 years down the line, your kids could be watching it, or grandkids, or just yourself, and the pictures and stuff you still have up on the wall and they haven't been moved for 30 years or whatever, but you have something to remember your day fondly. And I think that that's just not to get off topic of teamwork, but I think that that's just more of a reason to have video than ever, and it's become more popular too. Yeah. Your wedding work is just bloomed, really, right?
I don't really even advertise much anymore.
Yeah.
Just because just word of mouth and and the growth of social media.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to share their videos on there, and family that can't make it, they can email. Just like so I do 2 different packages. I do a full hour length video, but then I do a highlight video, the 3 to 5, and that's perfect for sharing because it's really fast. It's the highlights. It tells a great story, and when I think about video and pictures of a wedding, they're 2 different things.
Oh, yeah.
I think when people look at pictures, they remember and they create a story in their mind by looking at a single image. Because everybody experiences things differently.
Right.
And I think, so, you know, somebody can look at the same, or like 20 people from the same wedding day can look at a single picture and think about different things.
Right, that's true.
You know, they create their own story in their head. And with video, I'm more capturing the moment, and I'm telling a story which everybody's going to connect to.
Yep.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
So that's why I also want to talk about post-production work as well.
Yeah, take it away.
Because I know exactly when the couple gets your guys' pictures. Because they usually email me as soon as they get yours. Hey, where's the video?
You just start warning you.
Please. No. It's just, so, what, I mean, I don't even really know what your guys' workflow is like for post-production work.
Well, Guy imports the photos.
Are we going
Correct.
through like the whole process?
Well,
No,
sum it
just
up.
quick. And then I
Skim through for like the ones that...
Yes, I cull them. It's called, I pick out all
The
of
keepers.
The keepers, yes. We get rid of the blinks, the awkward moments.
The nose picking.
Oh. What?
How many photos have you had
Those
me picking my
groomsmen.
nose? You guys probably get so many pictures of me.
They are saved. They're hidden.
Anyway.
They're going to come out sometime.
So I pick out the best pictures,
Yes.
and then Guy goes through, and he edits everything.
Yep.
A lot of time involved in that. And then I go back through them, and I do the cropping.
And in editing, I'm also keeping the books,
yes.
responding to emails.
Yes. He's
Yeah,
keeping
we're running
the
our
business
business.
running.
Advertising,
They never
trying to
stop.
social media the best we can, learning what we need to do to continue to push
Yeah.
forward in our business and, you know, not have it fizzle out. So anyway, in my editing,
Yes.
I just wanted to include that in
Yes.
for the workflow.
Yes. So he's done editing, and then I go back through and I do cropping, and I love black and white photographs, so I'll make a copy, black and white of certain photos that I really like. And then if I think that we need to do a little bit more editing on certain things, then we'll do that. And then we put them online for the couple to download, and they get that wonderful email that says, your pictures are ready. And then they go to Kyle and they type out the email
Where's
and
my
say,
photo?
where's my
video?"
Yeah.
And I'd say Kyle's editing work has to be a lot
It's
more in depth than what we have to do, I believe. Anyway, I would think so.
Yeah, I think it's just, I mean, it's a lot of it's the same as yours, like going through the footage, seeing what's good, what's
Right.
bad, you know. You're editing, I'm color correcting each clip or whatnot. But I'm also working with audio, so I have to go through and I have to like engineer the audio to make it sound good.
Yeah.
Then I got to pick out the right music, and I got to arrange all the photos, the video clips into a way that it tells a story. And then I have to do sound design where I add certain bird noises or like certain. There's a lot of fake noise in videos, but I don't know if you noticed, or I just get later and add them in. They're still from the same day. I just kind of get the audio from it, put it back in when it's cleaner. But yeah, it's a little bit more, I would say.
Yeah.
Just because I have to arrange, I have to tell a story.
It's a mini movie.
Yeah, so it's not like I just whip up ideas.
Oh, definitely.
That's pretty much my post-production workflow. So
Nice.
it depends on where I am in the year. Like stuff earlier, I can tend to finish faster, but then once I get into like the 2 weddings a weekend
Right.
or 3 weddings a weekend
It is
starts
hard to
compounding.
with
to
commercial
dig
work
out.
all
Yeah.
week,
Yeah.
it kind of slows down a
Yeah.
little bit. It's not that I swear I'm not a lazy guy.
Yeah.
It's just it's a
Yeah.
lot.
Well, that's the one thing about small businesses like us too. We don't have a lot of extra people to ask to do anything.
Yeah.
So it is tough because we start running into times becoming longer because of the double headers, and then
Or
you
5
you
engagement
you have a
sessions
stretch
in a
of,
week.
of engagement sessions.
Yeah.
And then you have new people who want to book with you. They want to talk with you over the phone. They want to talk about a contract and all this stuff that takes time, meet in person. There's so many things that happen during the week. And, you know, some mornings I catch myself, it's like 10, 11 o'clock in the morning, and I'm just working on emails. And then you're like, I'm spending too much time on emails. I gotta spend more time editing. And then you get a little bit behind on emails. And then you go back and you're like, oh no, I gotta get those emails out, you know? So it's just kind of like we're balancing the best as we possibly can throughout the year, because it is so much work for just a few people to do, you know?
And honestly, like when I start editing, my phone, everything's away.
Yeah.
Because if I get interrupted with having to answer a text message or phone call or anything, for me to get back into that creative spot where I was, my train of thought, what I was doing, good luck.
When I'm picking out pictures, it's the same way. I'll do it for like an hour at a time. I'll set it, but during that, I'm totally into it. So
it's not that I'm ignoring emails, it's just I wait to look at them at night.
Right.
And then I have 200 of them to get through. So.
That all need a unique response.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, cool.
But, well, that's awesome.
Yeah, this is fun.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Well,
Thanks for
having
us. Yeah, so my big plan today, I was going to bring my little tripod and my little gimbal thing and use my little app on my iPhone, and then Kyle was so nice to say, yeah, we can use our cameras and our lights, and I'm like,
coming to my studio
fantastic.
To shoot, and you want to use your stuff? Like, come on. Should have known better.
This has been like a year in the making. I think we talked about doing something last year, and so we're finally
making
texted
time.
Kyle and was like, when can we do this? Let's do this.
You know, it'd be great sometime if we actually took like previous wedding couples that we worked together with and have them come in and talk with us.
Yeah. So if you were one of the Dream Team's wedding couples, then and you would like to be interviewed by us.
Reminisce against your day and
let us know, and we'll see if we can make that happen.
Yeah.
We will make that happen.
We will make that happen.
It's a guarantee.
Anything else, Kyle?
No. You know, for everyone out there that hasn't booked me yet, go to KyleRidlonWeddings.com. There's Kyle Ridlon Productions and the Kyle Ridlon Weddings. So make sure either one, if you go to Productions, there's a link to the Weddings website. So there's more information on pricing and packages and all that.
And same for us, KeechPhotography.com. Check it out.
Yes.
But yeah, so, and I'm assuming this is going on YouTube, right? So make sure to like our videos and subscribe to our YouTube channel, right, Kyle?
That's right.
Because it'll be building.
And if you see this video on Facebook, please give us some encouragement. Like our video.
Share it.
And share it. That would be cool.
Share it.
Cool.
So, to my men on either side, teamwork.
Teamwork.
Teamwork, Kevin.
Yes. But thank you guys for watching, and we hope to be back sometime soon.
Couple months.
Yeah.
Peace.
For me, at least.
All right. See you later.